Hello and welcome to Decorating Pages podcast. I am your host, Kim Wannop, and this is the 250th episode of Decorating Pages. So thank you. Thank you for helping me make 250. On this episode, I'm just going to do a little how it all got started, a recap I have a lot of new listeners, and maybe just give a little history of who I am if you haven't listened to episode 1, how I've built this up, what we've learned, what I've definitely learned from the past year, and what is in the future for this podcast. And I'm really excited to talk about that. I want to start with a little bit of what Wannop's watching. I'm only going to talk about the Oscars because I got a lot to say about it. First of all, I tried, as you heard last week, and maybe if you tried to tune in, I had I thought, brilliant idea of doing a Oscar watch party because I miss watching the Oscars with my friends, and I don't really like a big party because I want to be able to hear it, like the Super Bowl. Like I gotta focus. I don't really want to go to big parties anymore. 2-3 people, that's max. So I thought, watch along on YouTube and comment during commercials, little comments here or there. I had some trivia. I made up a ton of trivia for each nominated film. I had a lot going on. I was going to do a breakdown of the last 25 years of who won production design. And I did first of all, tested 8 times, made sure it worked great. And then I went on like 2 minutes early, and it was was the red carpet. And I'm, sort of introducing how the night I think is going to go. And all of a sudden I see like 2020s on. I'm like, what the fuck? What's this? And then it was like, oh my God, I can't find the Oscars. Now, I am not the only one, apparently, because I read 2 other articles about how Disney Plus deceived people about thinking that they were going to get the Oscars because Disney Plus has Hulu, but the Oscars were only on Hulu. How dumb is that? That you have to have just Hulu to watch the Oscars, not Disney Plus Hulu. No. Sorry, it was wrong. So I started to break a sweat over that of like, okay, well, this isn't going to work. I'll just put the camera just on me and we'll go from there. I'm about 18 minutes into it and a message pops up that your video has been taken down. You had third-party violations. I'm like, what the hell? This is what? Like, I didn't even have the Oscars on. It was just me talking. So I rally. I start another live thing. I'm like, how people are going to find it? I hurry up. I get the link. I put it on my website. Luckily, some people were determined to stick with me. Thank you. And popped in and out. And I did an hour. And then it kept saying we're detecting some third-party violations. I had to like watch it on mute, basically I was on a 3 volume with the subtitles so that my microphone didn't pick up that I was watching the Oscars because they cut it off again after an hour. In that hour, I thought we had some pretty good comments. People were, we were discussing about the tie and, it was just nice. Liz from Canada jumped in. I was behind. I didn't even know I was behind. Thank God Laura told me. And I think Ashley. So thank you to anyone who was determined to find me after that. And I am so sorry to anyone who had the original link and it didn't work out. So I got 1 strike against me on YouTube for that violation. The second time they took it down, they recalled it and said, "Oh, we made a mistake," but it was too late. It was 24 hours later. But yeah, I got 1 strike against me for that. I tried. So I have a year, right, to figure out how to have a watch party because I think it's kind of fun. Like I put some sparkles on. I had popcorn and champagne. I was ready, and I was ready to comment and be commented with. Like it was great. I did eventually text like 2 or 3 people for the rest of the Oscars. And I will admit this, it might have been good to cut me off because I sobbed like a baby during the In Memoriam. I mean, the Rob Reiner was rough and of such a good memorial. It wasn't too deep, but it was impactful. I mean, when Babs came out, I mean, yeah. And that tears. And there was a lot of tears I felt. And I was kind of went into the ugly cry. So it's a good thing. I did pretty good on my Oscar scorecard. I got 19 out of 24. I would say I was happy to get cinematography wrong. I thought it was going to go to one battle, and I am very happy to say and see the first female get up there. And I thought her speech was fantastic and empowering and good for her. Phenomenal job, and doing it all on film and two different versions of film, which we learned in the trivia, if anyone was listening. But yes, the animated shorts and live action stuff, and they always throw me. Those ones I got all the big ones right. International feature I got wrong. That's okay. And then on my own, the ones I made up, I did horrible. I only got like one right out of the like 7 questions I made up. So I made up some hard questions, I gotta say. But hopefully you still had the scorecard and played along. So that was my Oscar party. I do want to comment a little bit on the set because it was a new set this year. The last 2 years they used that big, like almost like an A design in it, and it's been Misty Buckley and Alana Billingsley who have won Emmys for their designs for the Oscars, and rightly so. Beautiful stages. I felt this year it was a beautiful design. It had a lot of panels and the screens that they used. I really loved the horizontal band that they used to get the graphics out there. Oh, sorry. The graphics on screens now and the integration of screens is so great and seamless, and changing the color tones of the sets and everything. I think it's great. I just don't think that to me was an Oscar set. I didn't see one Oscar statue all night, I don't think. Well, they had a couple on the wall when the people walked out. They had like a wall of Oscars, little guys, but like real statues. But I, when I watch, this is me, when I watch the Oscars, I want to feel glamour and shimmer and glitz. I want to forget about the war and the gas prices and the price of eggs. I just want to be in Hollywood and in the glamour and see the dresses and the hair and the makeup and Leo. That's what I want to do. Their whole design this year, it says, was based on the human touch, and everything was very tactile, and it was a beautiful set. I really laughed maybe a little bit too hard when Conan came out and cleaned up the leaves off the tree, mostly because I had made a comment that we had a tree like that Patrick kept in his kit for a long time. We called it the weed tree because those leaves look like weed trees. So I had a little personal joke with that. I don't want a tree. I want Swarovski crystals draping down over everything. That's just me. I want impactful glamour. That's what I would want. That would be my theme if I designed it. But again, it is a beautiful set. I don't know how the money and time and how they create all that is phenomenal. And the whole red carpet back area. I love the photo booth. If you're checking out all of the photos online, check it out. The photo booth is something to see. Now, as I predicted, Frankenstein won for Best Production Design. So congratulations to set decorator Shane View and production designer Tamara Deverell. It's a tough race, and I, for a minute there, really thought Hemnet was going to pull it out because of all the downloads and everything. But yeah, Tamara and Shane also. Now I'm going to try to start something here. They are, what did I say they were? They are Oscar, Emmy, BAFTA, and Art Directors Guild winners. So, you you have the EGOT, like they are the EBOAs. or something. I don't know how do you make that sound cool because there's only one consonant, but they, with this win of Frankenstein, almost in every awards, and you look up their IMDb, they've won for Frankenstein for everything. But I would say the grand slam of production design awards, they have won. And I don't think it's very easy to win an Emmy and an Oscar. Another winner of that, I must say, Jan Pascal, also winner, because she won for Mank. She won the BAFTA. She won an Emmy back in the 2000s for something that I can't remember. It's going to come to me. But yeah, I thought about that of like, there is an EGOT, but there is not like a thing for designers. So maybe we try to make that up. Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, so yeah, congratulations to them and all of the winners. I thought it was a subtle Oscars. I don't, thank God, no slap or anything, but the In Memoriam, that was really good. That was good. And Conan, I thought, did a good job too. So yeah, well, another year down. And then you start to think, well, who won last year? Like, you know what I mean? It's like in 2 weeks. Does anyone really remember who won last year? It's crazy because it's such a big thing. And then, I know Wicked won, but yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's get to this episode, the 250, the big 250. So, it's weird. It's weird to say 250 episodes because it's just me doing it. And to think that I've done this 250 times is just wild to me. When I started this podcast, I just wanted to talk about this craft that I love so much. And I wanted people to have appreciation and understanding of set decoration and production design, and everyone who works so hard in film and TV, and the details. I just want to talk about the details that make our sets amazing. And it's what shapes what you're watching. And I think people really love hearing, obviously, they really love hearing about that too. So I started this as someone who works in the business. I love my job. I love it. I felt that there was just a needed space where conversations between us could really enhance our craft. And not just like celebrities, not just promotion, not just like the surface level behind the scenes talk, but like the real stuff. That's why I kind of always ask, like, what was your prep? Like, what is the reality of this? You did these great sets and you might have had like maybe not the best money, but what was your timing? Like, I always think that that's really, when people hear like they only had 3 weeks to get this together, that's crazy. It's how it all comes together, how the worlds get built, and the story and the character and the design all meet on screen. And that's what I try to get out of my interviews. And again, I'm here at 250 episodes. It's crazy. Over time, the podcast became more than interviews to me. And I have to say, in the very beginning, I can't even thank enough to Adam Rao, Ian Phillips, Sean Page, my friends, Derek Hill, Jim Gloucester. And these are people I worked with at the time, and very good friends who let me awkwardly sit there and interview them. I would not have had those first 5-6 episodes without them. And I know that first season is only 5 episodes because I literally started this podcast and knew that I was going to go into the last season of Veep. But I premiered this 5/22. So I had already done these interviews and then released it on May 22nd, 2018. I was maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks pregnant at the time. Like, I had just found out that I was pregnant with twins. And in my head, I thought, well, you can't have it all. Something's got to give. So I did those 5 episodes and really proud of it. And then it was like, oh, I started Veep in like August or July or something. And it was really hard. It was really hard to be pregnant and do the last season of Veep. And I was doing Good Place too, early on. And it was hard, but I did it. And I applaud myself for doing that. And it was crazy. And I don't know if I would have done it again, but I worked until the day I delivered. Cool. But then I came back to this because I knew something was here and I knew that I really liked it. And I thought if I could just do a couple episodes, if I could do one a month, awesome. And so that second season was a year later in June. And so I was a year for the second season. And even then I had 4, 8, 12. I had I had maybe 20 episodes for the whole year. Awesome. That was banner for me. And then it was COVID. And then I was like, oh, snap. People are home. People can talk. So that third season was awesome. Fourth season, I was working, and not as many episodes. And then it just kind of fell into, I can do this. I can simplify this and streamline it. And I can do this. On Saturdays, people have been great about interviewing on Saturdays. And so that's how this progressed. That's how this podcast has progressed. And after a while, you get emails, how do I get into this? And I've done episodes like how I got into this, how I started, how I built a crew, how I budget, how this, and then I got to me putting together a set decorating masterclass, which I released last year. It took me a long time to get it together. I used past episodes and then I added 5 or 6 more. So there's 15 episodes in the masterclass of me teaching how to be a set decorator and all the ins, how to parent being and juggle, how to pick your crew, how, like I said, how to budget was a huge episode. So I know everyone was really interested in that one. And I'm very proud of that. And I have gotten a tremendous feedback about that. And I'm so proud. And I am available to anyone who has questions about set decorating always. One of the other things that I think it was during the strike, basically, or a little, maybe the year before the strike, I just got back to, I love TV and film. It makes me really happy. The kids are a little older. I can watch more movies. I can do this. And I started to really study films and not just the ones that are popular. I want to know what was that first shot? Like, what was the first oneer? What was, I want to know all these things. I want to be Scorsese, like that influence of like knowing cinema. I want to be that. And so it led me to putting together a series called the Production Design Film Study, where again, I leaned on my friends. I gave them assignments. We picked a year. You pick any year you want of film, and we will discuss the nominated production design films. And that has educated me so much and has given me this reference in my head all the time of like, oh yeah, 1950, All About Eve. Oh yeah, 1968, 2001, Oliver one. Oh yeah, 1980, Tess one. What the fuck? So, you know what I mean? And one of the best ones, Mr. Adam Rao and I did 3. We did 65, 75, and 85, and that was fantastic. These are all available. They're all free. They're all on the YouTube channel. I took a tremendous amount of time to put all that together. That is a class in itself, and I'm super proud of it. So thank you anyone who has watched it and commented and liked it. So thank you. I would have to say this last 2 years, but especially this last year, has felt so huge to me. I have had incredible interviews in the last 2 years. I mean, all of the years, I have to say. But the amount of people who are now depending on this podcast for publicity and for push for award season, which feels like award season's all year long now. And I love it. But it's really becomes a place where people can promote, and I am so proud of that. I have gotten to having promoted episodes and really pushing for and promoting people's work, and I'm very proud of that. And I have seen in my numbers of downloads a correlation between winners and and the people who have done the podcast. I'm just saying, people listen. People say it all the time. Hey, I listened to that interview. I didn't know they built that. That's fantastic. Wow. Who knew they went over, they shot that there? That's fantastic. So people listen, and it influences, and that's not something that I really thought about for a long time. And then it just kind of evolved and happened. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of being a staple and a stop by point for awards season. And I have gotten to, I mean, Ernestine Hipper. Can I just go back to her, who won the Oscar? And I knew it. I said to her, get a plane ticket. You better get here. You're going to win. Like, I know it. I know it. I know it. Like that, like interviewing people who have the chance to win is exciting, and everybody's work is great. And I know it shouldn't be competitive, but it is, you know what I mean? But this season with Hamnet and Train Dreams and, oh my gosh, I mean, Sinners, I got to interview them. I got to have a interpreted interview with the production designer of No Other Choice. That was fantastic. And again, Frankenstein, Fantastic Four, Avatar. I this past award season to me has made me blush. I just am so lucky to be able to talk to these creative people. So, and it is a full circle moment this season, talking to Tamara Deverell about Frankenstein, seeing her at the ADG Awards, getting to do the red carpet interviews before, and then seeing her in the winning circle after. It's just, it blows my mind that I'm been able to somehow just go through the process with these people about their designs. It's great. It's also great. So, and those are things that worked. Obviously, that Oscar watch party didn't work. So I try. What are you gonna do? Let me talk about doing the red carpet interviews. I was super lucky that the ADG reached out to me, and I was gung ho and sure, I'll be live on YouTube. I'll do all this. I prepared so much for that, trying to even get like headshots of everyone so I would kind of know who they were. That didn't work out, but trying to talk the whole time. Thank God Shannon helped me technically. And I know there was a couple bumps, and I know that that was my biggest nightmare, that the audio wouldn't work, but I will figure that out, and I will get it right next time. And I hope that it was exciting to see the red carpet for designers. I think that's one of the things that I have said in the room that is missing from the Creative Emmys. The Creative Emmys doesn't have like a proper red carpet. And so believe me, I am going to try to change that. I'm saying it now. I am going to try to change that because it's not right. But to be quite honest, even the primetime Emmys, they don't have a red carpet like the Oscars does, where there's, a crowd and there's that pump up of, that the people are there and people are screaming. And although I don't know if they had it this year. I gotta be honest, they might have shut that down with all that security, now that I'm thinking about it. But I mean, every year. I know when I was 14 years old, I came to Los Angeles, and we stood outside of the Shrine Auditorium, and I saw Gina Davis. I saw everyone. I saw Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin. I saw so many people that year just being in the crowd, and it was awesome. And I think the Emmys really misses out because I think it's because of the way that whole downtown area is structured around I think it's the Peacock Theater. Yeah, it's not great. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. One of the other things I'm completely just turned into was about about 2 years ago, I really started to lean into making this podcast visual and making it so that you can, as I've said many times, play along with your picture pages. You can follow the sets that we are talking about on the YouTube channel video that I put out with each interview. And I try really hard to get pictures of what I'm going to talk about. The interviewees usually are great, or any of the PR people helping get photos, because it is a visual podcast. It really is. And when I talk about, like, look at this library wall and then look at those books and you put it this way, or look at the detail on this desk and you describe it, it's great. And unless the person has seen the project, they're not going to really know what you're talking about. So I do feel that watching the videos on YouTube does help. And if there's, especially students or people who want to know drawings, I love, love, love when people have drawings available and I can show the progression from drawings to builds to dress sets. It's just been great to been able to move this podcast to a visual moment. And I know that I push it all the time, but I like it. I like watching it. And I really try to get a lot of photos in there to talk about. But sometimes I have too many photos and there's too much to talk about. That happens all the time. So I don't know what else to say besides if I haven't said it, I am a working set decorator. I have been working for over 20 years, which is crazy. And I have done hundreds of hours of television at this point. I have probably done thousands of sets at this point, and I love it. I get a script and I dive into those characters and I dive into research and I love it. And I am telling you right now, if you don't love it, you wouldn't be doing it. So anyone that I talk to or you meet who is a designer, a decorator, an art director, a set designer, I'm pretty sure deep down they love it. They might not be on the job of their dreams, but they love their job because there is such passion in this business. And scary as it is and whatever's going to happen, I don't think our business is going away in any sense. I think with the availability of cell phones and people making movies, my 7-year-olds like to take my phone and make movies. I think hopefully that, it's just going to evolve. And yeah, it's probably going to be YouTube or it's going to be verticals and it's going to be all this and we got to roll with it. But it's going to evolve just like it did. Hey, remember they used to be silent films. They used to be black and white. Like all of these things used to be, and we've evolved with it. And what we are here for is to make every project look great. And I don't know a lot of people who don't achieve that. I mean, even sets that I don't like, they're still really good. They still have a lot of effort and love put into them, but yeah. So yeah. Okay. I think that's it. I just wanted to say thank you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who has listened to this podcast over the years. Thank you to everyone who has watched the YouTube channel. Please go and watch. Look at the visuals. Share an episode. Comment on a clip. Send me a message. Subscribe. Join me on the next red carpet coverage. If you know anyone who needs a set decorating masterclass, please go for it. It's on the website, and if you use the code DECORATE20, you get 20% off. So why not? The film studies, I have more coming up. I have so much more. I should say that I do think that the future of this podcast is more in-depth award season promotion, because that's there's that opportunity for anyone who wants it. And whether you're in PR or you're a regular person, I'm here to promote you and promote the work. And also I think it does become more visual of a podcast. I think it does become more on camera, which I'm not really, you wouldn't think it, but I'm really not that comfortable with. But I think that that's it. And getting the visuals and maybe getting better editing and all that, getting someone to help me. But there's so much more that I want to do with this podcast, including more deep dives and production film study. And what would it be without this decorator doing this, or this cinematographer and this duo and this designer, and with the 5-10 influential films of each decade, those type of things. Those are the things I want to do, and things that I used to do more of was really just take a decorator who's not maybe promoting, but really the career of the decorator, the whole career of what it took to starting out to where they are. And so yeah, I want to keep Decorating Pages growing, and I have done I think 51 episode a week for the past year, which I had never really done before. I don't think I took one break in almost a year. I think I have to take a break pretty soon, but it's gonna keep growing, and I'm very proud of it. And I can't think of anything better than just sharing it with everyone and saying thank you and being eternally grateful for the support of friends and strangers and designers who I talked to years ago who still keep in contact. That is so humbling to me. And I'm so thankful for the acquaintances and the friends that I've made through this podcast. It's been amazing. I never thought I would talk to this much talent in my life. So it's big. 250 is big for me. And thank you for sharing it with me. It's just a huge marker. And I cheers to everyone who supported me. And I know I still have work to do and better audio, maybe. I don't know. But I am really, really grateful that you stuck around. So thank you for listening, watching, sharing. And if you want more, of me, I do now have those subscriber episodes called The Gold Room on Apple Podcasts and Patreon. They have bonus interviews, extra behind the scenes stories, and more design talk. Again, the YouTube channel. Please support it, especially since I just got one strike. I kind of need more views now. So next week, I am talking to production designer Victor Malaro about The Night Manager. Such a good show. So please come back for that one. And again, thank you. I know you got an earful of me, so thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.